Hello everybody, ALLOS here, also known as Section Creations, and today we're back in Half-Life 2, Episode 2, the /Scaries mod. Today, we're starting to cover my Canterlot High project. So excuse me, I'm a little bit quieter in this episode. A little bit of a time crunch again. Anyways, so here we are in this place. You may say, well, this doesn't look like Canterlot High. Well, basically, this right here is my initial proof of concept of the main school building, which, doesn't look all that impressive. This is the early build of the library. In the proof of concept stage, you see it's all dev textures, and it's kind of ugly. Here's the main computer bay in the middle with a horse statue. Is I know, very impressive. You see over there, you might be able to identify. That's the entrance, but I'll get to that in a second. So I can walk around and see. It's kind of derpy all around. This upper floor, 2 layers of bookcases. As you can see, it's a very rough build. There's some stuff in the distance, also that thing. Anyways, let's get to that. Let's walk out into the hallway here. It's a little round roll hallway outside the library. Now let's walk around to the other side. Now here, we're in the main foyer. It's kind of very basic. I got the small hallway set up over here, just to establish a style. This is still before I had dedicated models for the map, so these are still all brushes. Now where these little hallways go, I'll get to that in a second. Also, you can see these banners here, where I remade the textures myself. Some of these textures I made in Paint.net, others made in Inkscape, depending on the exact quality I wanted. Like, I think I repainted this in Paint.net, since it's a little more pixelated around the edges than it would be otherwise. That's that. I'll go over here. It's my early facsimile of the outside front of the school, which you might think it looks mostly the same, but like the scaling is slightly different. It's a lot smaller actually. You got the horse statue, also made of all brushes. You can see I haven't gotten happy and deleted part of the brushes right here. This little awkward wedge. So I don't know what I would have done if I never got more models for this map. You see more of the horse statues around. And then this right here, this monstrous thing is the prototype for the roof dome. As you see, it's and here's the prototype for the horse window on the front of the building. Again, this is a brush, but the final version is a model. Same goes for this thing. So anyways, that's the outside right there. See, it's all very rough. Now, if I go, let's go to this side first. See, there's a little module right here. If I walk inside, it's a contained style module, showing how the hallways would look with the doorways. And there's little prototypes. And these doors work. They're all real doors, but they're all brush doors. Funk door rotatings. You see how originally I envisioned it would look. So that's that. Now if we go to the other side, there's more modules right here, just by themselves. There's a little corner module, lockers, here's a door reference, there's a straight module. And right here are some modules for classrooms. Okay, this one. Here's the blue and green classroom, which you might remember as like Professor Cranky's classroom. These are later shown to be. Not much here. Go to the second floor. This is yellow classroom. Yes, this. This is Milano Tolicerus. Don't ask about it. Anyways. go to the 3rd floor. Don't get stuck on the ceiling. This is the music room prototype. Here he is again. He's playing the piano. And over here is the facsimile for the bathrooms. With prop physics toilets, apparently. I don't know why I did that. Maybe just for laughs. There's not one in this bathroom. And also a double door. These are all still brushes. Eventually, a lot of things being brushes was abandoned for the sake of efficiency. Because it kind of works better with more models. Sorry if that was an awkward sentence. Trying to have trouble forming my words tonight. Anyways, so that is the prototype skeleton for CHS. From there, we move on to this map right here, which is, well, it's a step that's further on in development of the map, but like, it still had problems going on. What the exact problem is, I don't remember. You see, it is more the actual map, as it would later be, but the roof dome has not been built yet. The lava is incomplete. It's massive chunk missing. This earlier on stage. Like, is this? I don't know what this is about. It's missing chunk on the floor. See, there are citizens standing around. Hi. There are citizens standing around. Just for geometry and scale reference. Hello. Some depth texture chairs. Hi. Depth texture computer. Our depth texture chair. Yeah, I see. A lot of things weren't quite built yet. This is an earlier stage. Because from here, we then go on to the full proper map. This is now the full, well, quote unquote, the full build version of the school. It's not quite the end version that you guys get, but I'll go over that a bit later. Here we are in the lobby. Now, I wasn't able to do this project alone. I had some help with some wonderful people. One such person being Dracagon, who has some great models to help with this map, such as these trophies. Everyone who helped me, you were such a great help, and I still thank you for doing it. Helped me with my crazy idea spawned by a lone killing floor 2 map. Anyways, I'm just going to go over a quick tour of all of the rooms, because this map is bloody massive. Like, I can show you the map of the map on screen right now, and it's like, there is a lot of real estate here. This is probably one of my biggest maps ever, if not the biggest one. And, well, part of it is a consequence of me trying to make the interior and exterior of this building consistent with each other. Now, when I was in the earlier stages of this map planning, I was met with some scolding from one certain person that, no, you shouldn't try to build the exterior around the interior. It'll mess things up. And well, they weren't entirely wrong, but again, I'll get to that later. Anyways, I did it anyways. And this is the lobby right here. Come back here. Here is the cafeteria, where they held the infamous cafeteria song. Was it just called Equestria Girls in the soundtrack? The titular name drop song. These tables and chairs. Look over here. Here's the kitchen, which I had to make a design up for completely, because pretty much the kitchen mostly does not exist in any official media. So I had to fudge something together for the map, and I will admit I had help with this part as well. I had a friend help design what the kitchen would look like, because I'm not good at that kind of thing. Also, though, I made these posters. Ouch, that'll leave a mark. Derpy, never change. I made these little posters to decorate the kitchen. Yikes, that looks painful. Ow, that can sting. No, that will hurt. Steamed hams. Anyways, though, nice little kitchen. Over here is a freezer, fridge, with this little cartoonified parody of the Half-Life 2 shelf model. It's a good shelf model for storage units. You got these little apple crates right here. These are based off of, I think it's the episode Where the Apple Lies. You know, the story about how all of Applejack's family end up in the hospital. I based these crates after that episode. You know, because Granny Smith is the lunch lady, so they probably have some of their own stock in the school cafeteria. So that's that. I could go out the back door there, but I'll just go back out front to the cafeteria. Come back out here. Oh, so you can open these, but you need to unlock them. Okay, no, maybe you also need a toggling device. Use my bound commands right there. So I come over here, here's this little nook, the administrative nook. And this is where Celestia's office is. Nice little place. Got the fall formal photos of sunset. That's Celestia's degree. A bunch of books and framed photos. Drawer. Now you might notice, you might ask me, why is there a window on this wall when it couldn't possibly be outside? And well, that's the thing. When I was planning for this map, I extensively studied the entirety of the school grounds, and I deduced that this window is not possible. Because this is the most rational and sensible location for Celestia's office. You can see in that one scene of the first movie, when Twilight's walking out here, I think after talking to Celestia, she has this window behind her, and then she ends up in the foyer. And there's mostly likely that door on that side, because this window is always on this side. You have the most reasonable explanation, I don't know. Anyways, here's a computer and chair. There's no longer doubt. There's no longer placeholders in place. Nice mountain art. Over here, here's an empty office. And this is a bit of a consequence of the size of this map, and that a lot of the rooms are empty because Hammer did not have enough internal map budget for me to decorate every classroom. So it's a little bit of a DIY project now. You want to set up in a classroom that's not from any official media. Anyways, fire extinguisher. Also, the hose of this fire extinguisher is just the letter U. I'm gonna break your immersion there. This alarm bell right here is also another landmark I used to establish locations of where things were. Anyways, come over here, and opposite of Celestia's office is Luna's office. Nice little place. You talk about this globe, you can open their blinds. There's no dynamic lighting though, like in the first movie. I don't have the budget for that. There's only one room I was allowed to have dynamic lighting in, and you might know what that one is if you watched the last video. Also, got this stupid painting. I'm surprised nobody has noticed this painting in all the time this map has been up. A nice little painting, which has Hyrule Castle, the Borealis, the Universe Portal, all located within the Seaside Kingdom of Mario Odyssey. I'm surprised nobody has noticed this yet. Yeah, because there is a painting on this wall you can see clearly in some shots of Luna's office, but like, you never get to clearly see what's in the painting, so I just put something stupid in, and apparently nobody's noticed, but now you have. Now you are aware because I pointed it out. Here's the TV with a VCR. That's another room in the map. I just reuse it here because, it would be fitting that Luna would be the one just to use a VCR. Who still remembers VCRs? I do. I still have a VHS tape or two stored away. You old yet? Flower pot with no flowers. This ugly texture artifact thing. It's probably due to how I map the texture in Blender. Anyways, though, got these empty front classrooms here. The big old windows are the actual physical windows on the outside of the building. You set up in these classrooms, you get the deluxe windows. Come over here. Now, partially, I referenced a few things for the layout of this map. And one of the things that referenced was, I think there's an like official Equestria Girls app on the App Store. It's like a game where you run around the school as your own OC and do things in Canterlot High. And this room is based off of that app. We're in this room off of the main foyer. Photo Finish is like a photo studio. Like these colors of walls. But again, though, I didn't have the budget for that, so it just has the wall colors and that's it. If you want to establish it further, and it's all on you. Here's one of the very rare, actually decorated classrooms. I think this one might be original design. Cranky's desk right here. It's not Cranky's classroom, but I kind of like this desk model. I like the textures with all the locked drawers. The lock kind of like coins from Mario. Anyways, a little further. Here's the bathrooms. During the This Strange World song sequence in the first movie, Twilight walks into the boys' bathroom by mistake, has to run back out. These faucets, swirly things. The bathroom stalls. I had the model of a toilet for this map. To have a stylized cartoon toilet, so you better appreciate that. They don't flush though. Also hand dryer and paper towels. And over here we have the girls' bathroom. It's been pretty much the same thing but mirrored. Here's a scene from like the second movie, I think, where you see two students in front of this poster fist bumping. Here's another one of the deluxe offices with the big windows. Got this nice little incline here. If I wrap around, see some of the in this version of the map, the majority of the doors are models, and some of them have a transparent window you can see through it. Just nice little world building, because like if you're inside, like, oh, I can see someone walking by outside. So that's there. There's my benches. Kind of see I didn't smooth the faces of this mesh. Early days, using our decorated classroom. And over here, this right here is the yearbook room from the Forgotten Friendship special. You know, R.I.P. Wallflower Blush, left all alone in here. Has his own stools and everything. And also, though, you go through this back door, you have a bonus room with a picture of the map file and hammer. Here's the proof I made the map. You can see my old computer interface. I no longer have that because I have a new computer. The old one died. So there's a whole map in its old glory. You see how complex that is? And that's 3 floors. It's probably my most intensive map yet. Also, that little pink line right there, it's a floating, the teleport destination in the sky. I just had there for a reference on the sunlight direction. And there it is, Sketchum Creations. ALLOS was here. That's me. Anyways, though, that's that right there. Nice little yearbook room. This right here is the exit onto the sports field. You know, very big for little nothing, you know, for sports. And these little soccer nets, or football you prefer. What is it with MLP and swirly things? Training distance, don't mind that. Just the bleachers with their open back. A little bit unusual. There's more to the outside of the map, but I'll get to that later again. So, here's one of the yellow rooms. Again, it's one of 2 decorates. And here's the side wings, which are kind of weird. It's like this big open empty air space. It's kind of unusual, but like, I was using the space the best I can because these big tall windows. I didn't want to cut them in half from inside. Anyways, go through here. And this is the home ec classroom from a couple pieces of media. The first thing I can think of is it's in the movie Magic short special, I think. It's during the part when I think when AJ is fantasizing about making apple fritters because she's hungry. You barely see this room, but I included it in the map. Nice, even all these stoves for it. I never took home ecing school. I think I always, like in high school, I think I always walked past the home ec classroom on the way out at the end of the school day. I could always smell something nice when I walked out. Anyways, that's home ec right there. Korean time. I just cut ahead to the next classroom. So now we're back here behind the cafeteria. This over here is a little antechamber I added in the back module of the school. You know, just because I thought it would be fitting. You know, like just a little rest area for students to just sit and maybe study. Have a bit of a snack from the vending machine, which suspiciously looks like Sweetie bought. Interesting selection: apple, chip snack, peanut butter crackers, soda, I think, candy bar, banana. Just a nice cardboard banana. It's like those banana candies, which I never really had myself. It's a little strawberry boxes. I don't know what those are. An interesting selection. Also, something you may notice later is that I have a couple of variants of these vending machine models, because like it was in early days. The meshes for the snacks are probably a bit too complex to be included a lot in the map. Use a lot of vertices. I just saw someone make a very janky SFM animation in this map, where I think it was Pinky fighting as the vending machine engineer. Interesting use of the map. There's a giant blank wall right here. You know, if I had the budget for it, there would have been an awards wall right here, like a trophy case. But again, I didn't have the budget, so just a giant blank wall of nothing. Still through here is a gymnasium, now in the full version of the map. It's mostly the same as in the initial beta map, but like it's a bit smaller. It's been scaled down a little bit to fit in the physical building. Otherwise, it's still mostly the same. And it is the one room that has the light you can turn off. You can still deploy the bleachers. Come back here. Now this little transition room is now proper, because now it's connected somewhere else as well. Store these out in the hallway. Also, you may notice some of these push bars are a little glitchy looking. It's again because they're brushes. Some of the things that I didn't make into a model. It's using our dynamic light. It's like the light brush. The light model is still a brush, but it's slightly better than the last time. It's got the cat here. Also, I had to make this ladder into a model, because otherwise the brush had missing chunks out of it because Hammer wasn't happy. So this right here is a model. Anyways though, so these old buttons. These are still the same. Except I think I removed the green banner things that went over at the top of the stage. They were out of style. They didn't fit anymore. Anyways, come over here. This right here, I think, is that one place you see in that one scene from the first movie, where Twilight and the rest of the main six are chasing They're chasing Snips and Snails outside because they took Spike. See Trixie conveniently at the vending machine, getting snacked during the fall formal. Here's that one scene, I believe. It's right next to the gym. Over to this side of the room, this side of the school, this wing. This right here will be the woodshop classroom, which was also seen in a few bits of media, but wasn't seen a whole lot. I think you primarily see it in the third movie, Friendship Games. Again, though, no budget, so it's just there. Or here's this door, which goes outside. It's like the driveway that buses would drive, like personal cars. Also, while I'm right here, this little hallway is notable because this section of this map was also used in SFM animation that I've seen. It was an SFM parody of a music video of a song. I believe the video was made by the channel AJ's Film Co. And it was an SFM animation of the song, I think 1999 by Charlie XCX, I think it was. Here's a couple second clip of like Twilight, Autumn Blaze, and Button Mash's mom walking down this hallway in school uniforms. Which is nice. I appreciate your usage of my map. I dig it. It's nice usage. As you may notice, there's some polygons in the distance clipping. Well, ignore that. Now we're back here at Celestia's office. So now from here we go upstairs. So these staircases are very awkward to manage because they're at an angle. These are very awkward to do. You know, here's a transitionary vending machine. Nook. See? All the clocks are stuck. Here now we're upstairs. Here's the area overlooking the foyer. See, this right here, the ceiling is supposed to be a dome, but I ran out of budget, so instead it's a flat texture. What? It's not less I ran out of budget, more like I had... Yeah, the thing I was talking about earlier about fitting the interior of the building inside the exterior, yeah, that became a problem right here, causing this roof to be flat. It's got these weird doorway things. Who knows what they are? There's a door over there. I'll come back to that. So up here, it's like I have a map of this map, but I'm not looking at it right now, so I don't remember exactly where everything is. I think I know where most of the defined rooms are. Here's an intercom. You see in one of the movies. This right here is where the infamous peanut butter cracker scene happens in the first movie. This is the one. It's not the same as the other vending machine. They tries to kick the vending machine after Trixie uses it. Over here, there's not anything. But this right here, here's Cranky's classroom proper. Is the real deal. You see it. It's like the one other classroom they mainly use all the time. Here's where the VCR model originates. It's got a classroom phone right here from the short subs rock. Got a computer back here. There's probably a projector inside one of these cabinets. Anyways, just outside and down the hall from that classroom is the music room. It's where the Rainbows practice their music all the time. These things here. Getting this weird ukulele hula girl poster. I still don't know what this is. And then Pinky's frosting poster. Pardon if you hear a dog howling in the background. Here is a weird little room. It's for him a corn storage room. Don't mind it. And let's come over here, and now we're in this little place. This is kind of a location you see in the show. It's like the one hallway with the staircase on the left. It's a little bit different though. So this goes back down to the cafeteria. Right here though is a library, which is this is the one room that mainly took a hit when it came to putting the inside of the building inside the outside. It's not the most accurate, it's a little bit ugly. I did what I could though. Now one of Drax's models, very nice. He made the horse head. Go up here, upstairs the library. Now over here is this ladder which you can use to access the roof. If I weren't in Half-Life 2, there's no clip up. And don't fall off. This is not Half-Life 1. So this crouch walking over, I put his door in the dome. And there being a door to the roof here is kind of a world lore building for the one song short with Sunset. My past is not today. Like how'd you end up on the roof? And that'll be what? How did you end up on the roof? So over here you can take a look at my new roof dome model. I made this. I made this and it works quite well. This mysterious door on top of the building. We never get to see if it's anything. Anyways though, let's head back on down. And while this is a window in the beta map, the skeleton map, it's an actual door now, so you can see down to the foyer. So then, if I go over here, back here, excuse the fact that the canvases are falling down. This is the art room from the short, The Art of Friendship. It's one of the small shorts, I think, made by Boulder Media, I think it was. It's the one short where Pinky doesn't know what to paint. You see, here's Sunset Sunflower painting. And here's Pinky's sunset painting. A little art room from a little short. Anyways, here's right. And over here is this one corner they use in the first and third movies, where both Twilights end up in this corner, hiding from someone. Here's a Fallen from Apprentice poster, which I've used in one other map. This texture, you may have seen it before. And then one of these lockers, yeah, this one opens. There's also a locker adjacent from Luna's office downstairs that also opened. That's Flash's locker. He's at in the first movie before Twilight rolls into him like Sonic. There's nothing else over here. So now if I go over here, now the third floor is entirely original. It's filling up all the extra space in this map. So these are all original classrooms. One half of the third floor has transparent windows like this, and the other half of it doesn't. These are all DIY classrooms basically. Also extra headroom if you wanted that. Look at that view though. This is a nice view. Also this door right here is not real. Now if the plans had all aligned, this would lead into the library, but like, it doesn't. It didn't work out that way. And this right here, I like to imagine, this is the teacher's lounge, where the teachers hang out. It's quite unfortunate it's on the third floor, but well, what can you do? I don't think I've ever seen anybody use this room in a video or a picture. Nobody wants to hang out in the teacher's lounge. Anyways, I think that's everything inside. If I missed anything, I will edit it in and post, just a little mention. Now let's go outside then. Now here we are outside the school building. See, I did my best to make it as screen accurate as possible. It's quite intensive, you know. Quite a big place. Now look at that, though. I did my best. This is a product of like, was it 5 months of work? Maybe, I think. 5 months of work. 5 months in collaboration between several people, myself included. There's a nice little sign outside the school. Now, one thing that's missing here is that there's supposed to be like bushes out here, a bunch of little bushes and trees, but I wasn't able to get those in. I do have these other trees though. I mentioned this before in the Sealed Temple map. These are MLP trees made by Seg Hoofstrong in the Steam Workshop. You did good work. You did good work in these, pal. I always give you credit for them. Props to you. Got all these houses out here. These are all this low poly background houses, just for background, and these derpy street lights. So this right here, I don't know what this is. Some weird lighting error. I don't know why it's there. Also, if we try to go outside the edge of the map right here, here's the thing I mentioned in a previous video where you might see this in the THS map, but there's no graphic on screen. That's what it is. I just forgot to pack it in because Vi does not check info overlays, info screen overlays. Anyways, come on back here. Here's the parking lot for the school. Now, from Forgotten Friendship, I presume this big lot is the faculty parking lot, and then the other one over there is for like students and guests. It's like, why did the teachers get this whole massive parking lot to themselves? There can't be that many teachers compared to students. You know, it's a bloody massive high school. Here's a little bonus basketball court in the back. Kinda nice. That's where I learned to use Alpha Test instead of translucent in the material shaders. Anyway, so that's so fun and dandy, but also there's one little last special thing in this map. This right here. And as far as nobody has noticed this yet, some of you may recognize this, some of you may not. This is a little homage to an internet animation series called Eddsworld. It was a wonderful little series on YouTube, but quite several years ago, the main head and main character, Ed Gould, died from cancer. May he rest in peace. This is a little tribute to the series. I don't think anybody has noticed this yet. It's always been back here. My own little tribute to Eddsworld. Never forget. Anyways, though, there are a couple more versions of this map, which I'll show. I know this video is getting quite a bit long, like, I couldn't help it. Anyways, here's the evening version of the map. There are 3 versions of this map, and the first version being the day version is the evening version. As you can see, it's mostly the same, except for the main difference that, you know, it's evening, the lighting is different, the skybox is different, and also the clock is different. It's only this clock outside here. All the ones inside the building are still the same. You know, it's evening now, outside. Kind of nice. And then there's a night version of the map. It's all nice and gloomy. He's not quite late. Also, I've seen this version of the map using an SFM animation by Argodaemon, I believe, where they made the animation rocket surgery. Kind of nice. Something that impresses me, though, is that in their animation, they replaced all the houses on the edge of the map and also added more in the skybox for a bit more depth in world building, which is impressive. They integrated the new buildings so seamlessly. I'm rather impressed. It's a nice little animation. Go check it out. Anyways, though, yeah, there's 3 versions of the map. They're all the same inside. It's just the outside is different. Also, I have uploaded these maps onto the Steam Workshop by now, and I've noticed that for some reason the evening version of the map is the least popular. Why would that be? People not like the yellow lighting from the sun? Anyways, though, that's about it for that part of the map. So there's one more little thing I'll show before I end off the video. Now this map right here is a little beta testing map I made to test all the props made for the map. You'll see, as you may be able to hear in the background, it has the Access Express music again, because I like that song. And here's this little desert oasis. Here's the lights, the wall pillars, tracks, trophies, the lockers. And early on in development, this is going to be the locker model that I might have used for the map. This locker model is by some other artist. I don't remember who they are. It's some other artist in the fandom who made some Equestrios models. I think their name had like Fluttershy in it. I don't remember their full name, but they made this model. And someone else in my project suggested that I use them for the map. But like, I didn't know how Blender worked back then, so I wasn't able to fully figure it. Also, this is a bit of high poly for there being a lot of them in the final map, so I didn't end up using them. I just used my texture version. Textured model, that is. So there's a lot of things here. I'll just brush over all of them. Here's the testing for the front window. See, this one in the back is the model. The one in the front is the brush. More lockers. It's a flagpole. Ultiman made this model, actually. Ultiman made a flagpole model for me, which I'm very grateful for. It's like, how else could you make a cloth flag prop for the map? Here's a test for Cranky's classroom wall, the computers, and the VCR model. Here's the thing for the windows, because like, this is the windows and the parking stops in the parking lot. These are models to save them on brush count. Here's the benches for testing. Here's Milano again. Here's the central library module. Now this is the original scale for the vending machines, and this is a texture and not a model. As you can see, I greatly overestimated how big it would be. It's not that big. But here you see a low poly variant where it's all just a flat texture. Here's a door testing. There's a bunch of banners. All the doors that make that open noise, they're the models. The gentle but then the doors back here. Well, not that one. Not that one. This one. The doors that make this louder clicking noise. those ones are brushes. Anyways, come over here. You're just testing for the windows. Celestia's window, Luna's window in both states. Also this right here. Originally Celestia's window was going to be a brush, but like Hammer is very unhappy. It's like all these transparent brush faces right here, they're not supposed to be transparent. Anyways, if this would have worked though, there would have been a flashlight Easter egg in the window. There's not anymore, but there originally was. This flashlight would have been here the whole time. Some cabinets. Some Milano again. Some art canvases. Stools. The sink. Here's the canvases standing up. You can see the textures better. I think I just took these from screen caps. I didn't actually recreate them. So here's this vinyl scratch model. I use it for scale reference all the time. I don't know if I made this model, but I use it for scale reference a bunch. In fact, I'm still using it right now with my current Main Street map. Use the apple crates. Use the shelf models for reference. The sign statue portal with Barney. Hey Barney. Tables. Chair stuff. More cabinets. Barney wearing a Shiga Monk hat. Flowery curtains. Starlight and Trixie. There's a phone. These are all the lights. But they're props. They're stuck on the floor. It's me testing them out. Make sure I don't crash the game or anything. Bookshelves. Those are the lockers, and here's all the desks. Individual props. Also, the bulls do this sometimes, which is kind of amusing. Anyways, though, also got this again. The edge effect. That's all the props here, I think. But also one last little detail. This map right here, in its base, is based after a minigame from Mario Party 8. I forget what it's called, but it's a minigame where you're in a desert oasis with a bunch of piranha plants. You're trying to collect coins, and then the whole thing gets swallowed by a desert tornado. You know, wild stuff. Go to Mario Party 8. Anyways, though, I think I'll cut it off right there. Try to avoid this video going on for too long. So, in the next video, we'll go over some more equestrial stuff. So my name is ALLOS, also known as Sketchum Creations, and we'll see you then.
In the meantime, this is where I get off. Well, we'll see about that.